It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Now I'm going to show you a beer today from a brewing company that almost made their name from the Lidl Craft Beer Festival. It is of course 71 Brewing Company. Now I never heard of this company until I had a New England IPA from these guys about 2 or 3 years ago now as part of this Lidl Craft Beer Festival, and it was fantastic. For the money, it was back then, 2 or 3 years ago, it was about £1.20. It almost seemed unbelievable, the quality of the beer for what you were getting. They've been back with a few others. This is their newer beer, Mystic Origins, a Kveik IPA at 5% ABV. Let's see if 71 Brewing Company still have that magic, still have that little kind of bit of stardust about them, making beer so cheap to get into Lidl. The price has gone up. The price has definitely gone up. This was £1.69 in my local Lidl. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. Oh, look at that. It looks okay. We got a 2 to 3 finger white head. Nice levels of carbonation rising up the glass. Wow. It is quite a carbonated beer. But being Kveik yeast is a Norwegian yeast strain that goes to work on the wort very quickly. It turns the wort into beer stroke alcohol quicker than most other yeasts. It's a really fast working yeast. I've been told that some breweries it can be like a 24-hour process where bang, the yeast has done its job. That's how quick it works. And of course then that works very nicely for the brewers, because if they're using this Kveik yeast and the beer is not sitting there paying its rent for too long, it's out the door quickly being sold, then the brewery can make more money off their beer. But the result from this particular beer is lots of carbonation. Look at that carbonation rising up the side of the glass. Let's get the aroma. Smells okay. Lots of lemon. Lemon, grapefruit, tangerine. Smells really good, really inviting. Like I want to kind of chuck it down my neck. Here we go, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, do you know what? That's all right. That's pretty tasty. Slightly unusual. It is, the more I'm kind of tasting it now, the more unusual it is for a beer. It's almost very, very kind of tutti fruity, tropical. It's a bit weird, if I'm honest. There's something about the beer that's holding me back. It's holding me back from Stone the Crows. There's something not quite afoot here. There's something that I don't know. I'm gonna have to pick this beer apart. My initial thoughts were, yeah, this is all right. This is pretty good. But I've since kind of changed my mind a little bit. It is, as you can hear, Very carbonated. A lot of that carbonation's coming back. So what is it? It's almost got a small element of sourness about it. Now, I don't know whether that's my imagination. Almost has got this tiny little inkling of sourness in there, which of course shouldn't be there. Let's keep pulling it apart. Lemon, grapefruit, tangerine flavours, a little bit of lime. Maybe that lime flavour's giving off kind of the thought in my mind that there's a slight sourness going on. It's improved since I put some of the yeast or some of the sediment in to the glass. It's definitely settled the beer down. It's improved the beer. It's almost knocked some of the carbonation out of it, adding that little bit of sediment from the can. Is it worth your money? That's the point. £1.59 a can. It's drinkable, it's refreshing. I always say, in the supermarkets now, unless of course you've got a club card or you've got an offer, some kind of offer, but the beers sell for £3 a can. £3 a can for craft beer, canned craft beer, in your regular supermarkets, your Asda, your Sainsbury's, your Morrisons and your Tesco, even Waitrose as well, you take Waitrose into account, Co-op, they're all selling beer at £3 a can. What Lidl are trying to do is trying to kind of convince you that this same 440 milliliter can is nearly half the price. They're nearly convincing you that for that £1.69, I think I mentioned £1.69 earlier, that's nearly half the price of a £3 can of craft beer. And what they're trying to do is say that, hey, you know, this can be just as good. Now, I've had some wishy-washy beers. I'm looking at you, London Beer Factory. I've had some wishy-washy beers from Tesco for £3 a can, and they're completely not worth the money. Again, some of the London Beer Factory beers I find quite shocking that they can be in that in a national, the largest supermarket in the UK for £3 a can. It's just not worth that. Would I rather drink a London Beer Factory beer over this, or would I rather drink this? I think I would rather drink this over a London Beer Factory beer. So there's swings and roundabouts, this is what I'm trying to say. But then again, North Brewing Company, Northern Monk, Salt, they're producing terrific craft beer for £3 a can. Would I rather pay £3 a can for a can of North Lost Cosmonauts over this? Yeah, I'd rather pay the actual £1.40, £1.30 a can. So swings and roundabouts. This has its place. It's got a pineapple flavour running through it now. Grapefruit, orange peel. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not the worst beer I've had. It's just I think you've got to get the whole can in the glass. Be patient with it. Make sure you get all of that little bit of sediment from the bottom of the can in your glass of beer, because it makes a massive difference. I was almost saying slight sourness. This is a bit weird earlier on in the review. And then when I poured that last bit of sediment in, it sort of settled the beer down. It's made the beer more enjoyable. It's nice and refreshing. Nice and refreshing. Right, what can I get from the back of the can here? What are they saying to me? Hazy IPA bursting with citrus notes from the Norwegian Voss Kveik yeast and flavours of grapefruit and pine, and a combo of Cascade, Arturnum and Columbus hops. I think that 71 Brewing Company have done their reputation no harm here in putting this beer in Lidl. It's pretty good for that £1.69 price point. They seem to understand, I think, 71 Brewing Company, that it's an opportunity to sell your beer at probably cost price, so they're not making any money from the beer, but it's a fantastic advert for their company because their beer is now sold in every Lidl all over the UK. So it's free advertising for 71 Brewing Company, and I think that they understand the concept of whack a good beer in there into Lidl, maybe lose a little bit of money, but it's great advertising. I'm gonna rate it. Yeah, it's okay for the money. For the money, would I buy it again? Probably. Now I've poured all of the beer into the glass. It's pretty decent. Smells good, looks good. Yeah, it tastes good. I like that for the money enough to give it, I'm going to give that quite a big old hefty 9 out of 10. For the money, that £1.69, I think you've got fantastic value from your can of craft beer there. 9 out of 10. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.